All right, here we are. We're going to take apart the center console on the Camaro. There's some variations between the tray, if it has gauges, if it's automatic, if it's standard. I'm doing the automatic because it's has a little bit more things to, there's a few more things to take apart. But anyway, we're going to do a full disassembly. Once you're in the car, you're going to pop these sides off. These are all just snapped in, these two long sides. It's the same thing on the opposite side. You just kind of get in there and unsnap them. It's all snaps. Once you have it unsnapped, you can set it off to the side. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull off the shifter bezel assembly. This is just snapped in also, and if you just kind of reach under the lip there and pull firmly, it'll unsnap. So this whole thing is just snapped in. As you pick it up, and if you have an automatic, would be good is to set it maybe in the neutral position, a little bit further back. And then it just comes out. You can see it's just kind of notched in there and snapped in there. So as you unsnap it, you lift it up, and then you'll notice that there's going to be a harness that's located right about this area here, where the cigarette lighter and the traction port, they all come together into one harness, and then they snap into the main harness, which is usually located right about this area. You'll unsnap it, and then this whole your whole shifter assembly will come out. So we're going to set that off to the side. On the automatic, in order to get this auto trim out, if you're going to paint it or you just need to remove it for whatever reason, let me see here. I got something. You have here you have a little cover. You pop that little cover off. I don't have it on here, and there's a little set screw in there with a little Torx bit. Take the little Torx screw out, and the handle will just lift right off. You can kind of see right there where the screw would normally go right into as the handle sits on there. So the screw goes into there, comes right off. So your handle is off. Now to get this shifter plate off, you have 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to see that this is not going to come completely up. It's kind of it's still attached to the shifter mechanism down here, but I have a mechanism that's obviously disconnected, so I can kind of show you what it looks like. In order to get this plate up, there's 2 attachments here. There's one this clip here, and then one on the opposite side. Now when it's in here, you're not just lifting this whole thing up, so you actually have to work down here. Right through there, and then on the opposite side. So I usually just I grab a pick. Where's my pick? And if you grab a pick and you kind of pull on it and then hold it at the same time to get it to release, and then the same thing on the opposite side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a screw back in here because it's lifting up on me. Now normally this wouldn't lift up because this mechanism is obviously attached to the transmission, but so I can try to give you an example of how to do this. I'm going to pull the clip on this side first. And when I unclip it, I'm going to keep pressure on it, and then I'm going to get this one right here. You can see that there, and I'm going to pull on it also, and it releases. Now again, that mechanism down there is not going to move because that's attached to your transmission. So once you pull those 2 clips, this piece will come off, and the mechanism is going to stay there. And then you have one, here's your light right here. I'm going to lift this out, make it easier to see. There's the light right there, and you're just going to turn it sideways and pull the light bulb out. And that'll come off there. Now obviously this is still attached in that position there. You'll have a harness that comes right here, that comes from the car. You'll disconnect that harness. All right. Next, in order to get the center console out, you're going to have 1 screw right here and one on the opposite side. Then what you're going to do is, after you get your long side trims off, you're going to see there's going to be one screw here and one screw here. So that's two there. There's going to be two on the opposite side. If you remove those, this will lift right off. This is the rear center console cover, and it's just snapped on kind of there, and that comes right off. Down here, in these two spots here, are going to be two more screws. Usually it's a little bit easier if you use a real long Phillips, so that way the handle's not getting in the way. You remove those two there. So you got these two here, you got the two here that you removed, the two on the opposite side, the one here, and the one here that you removed. At that point, it should snap up. You just got to kind of grab it firmly, lift up. It'll unsnap in a couple of spots, and you slowly remove your center console. You'll lift it up, and then at that point you'll notice that there's on the opposite side over here, there's two more connections. Some cars only have one connection, some have two, depending if it's got the USB port built in. I believe that's correct. So you're gonna have one here, another one here, and then possibly this one here. So once you remove those, you should be able to pull the center console out of the car. Now again, this is still in the car. All right, once you have the center console on the table, we want to move this mechanism here, your Bluetooth, and there's a couple other things down here that we're going to get rid of. Disconnect, there's 3 harnesses here, or 3 plugs. 1, 2, and hopefully 3. There you go. Over on this side, here's your lighter port, or your power port, and your USB and your audio. This one's pretty easy. The top one, if you just kind of press firmly, come on over here, kind of get your thumb back there and press firmly, you'll see on this side that it'll pop out. Now on the this one here, it's got 2 little clips. It's going to be kind of hard to see. I'll show you once I remove it, but there's a clip here in the back that I got to press down, and then press the other one on the opposite side, and then press it out. You can see the 2 little clips there on there. It's just spring loaded. There you go. So you can get that out right there. So that's out. You'll have 3 more screws. 1, 2,